Hey everybody, this is Rykard here again, and welcome to another Pokemon Sets video. Today's video is going to be all about Lapras, so let's get started by taking a look at this Pokemon's typing, abilities, and stats. So to start things off, Lapras is a Water-Ice type Pokemon introduced in a Generation 1 that possesses three really great abilities, the first of which being Water Absorb, which is an excellent ability that makes it so that you are simultaneously immune to Water-type attacks, and also so that you recover health every single time your opponent goes for a Water-type attack against you. As for its next ability, is known as Shell Armor, which is an ability that makes it so that you are immune to critical hits, even immune to critical hits for moves that automatically critical hit, such as Frost Breath. And for its last ability, it is known as Hydration, which is an ability that heals any status you may be inflicted with at the end of a turn if rain is up on the battlefield. As for the stats though, Lapras possesses amazing defensive stats with base 130 HP, 80 defense, and 95 special defense, meaning that this Pokemon is incredibly bulky and has the potential to wall both physical and special attackers. As for its attacking stats, Lapras also possesses some pretty good attacking stats with base 85 physical attack and base 85 special attack, meaning that you can run this Pokemon either physically or specially offensive. And for its speed, unfortunately it is fairly low, being only base 60, but because this Pokemon does have access to moves such as Dragon Dance to increase its speed, and because it's typically seen as a defensive Pokemon, this base 60 speed isn't that big of a drawback for Lapras. But with that, let's take a look at the first set that I have for you in this video. So for this first set, we're going to start off by giving Lapras a Bold Nature to increase its physical defense but lower its physical attack, and for the ability going with Water Absorb. As for the EVs, we're going to put 240 into its HP, 128 into its physical defense, and 140 EVs into its special defense to give it a really great all-around mixed bulk, allowing it to take physical and special attacks really well. And for the item, we're going to go with Leftovers to allow Lapras to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. As for the moves, we're going to be running a Perish Trapping set on Lapras, and this is going to be achieved by using the move Whirlpool, which will simultaneously deal damage at the end of every turn, but also make it so that our opponent will be unable to escape the battlefield until we switch out or the Whirlpool ends, and using that in combination with Perish Song, which puts our opponent on a 3-turn timer, and at the end of the 3rd turn, they are going to faint. Now the thing about Perish Song is that it also puts you on the timer as well, but because your opponent cannot switch out and you can, on that final turn where Perish Song will activate and take our opponent down, you are free to switch out into anything else on your team that is able to take an attack from your opponent really well, but because your opponent can't switch out until the turn after you've switched out because of how Whirlpool trapping mechanics work, they are guaranteed to go down at the end of the 3rd turn, allowing you to successfully Perish Trap your opponent. Now, to work in combination with the Perish Trapping, we're going to be running Protect on the set to allow us to shield ourselves from an attack for 1 turn, and on subsequent turns have a 50% chance to shield ourselves from an attack. And this works really well in combination with the Perish Trapping, because this makes it so that Lapras will take no damage while our opponent's Perish counter is going down. And to go in combination with this to allow Lapras to have a little bit of an offensive presence as well, if you aren't able to successfully Perish Trap something, we're going to be going with Freeze Dry, which is an excellent move that Lapras got in 6th Gen, allowing it to not only hit things super effectively for what ice type attacks normally would hit things super effectively for, but also have the added bonus of being able to hit water types super effectively because of the special effect of this move, and also taking into account that this is a really powerful stab ice type attack that Lapras will be going for, definitely allows it to do some damage while also simultaneously having the added bonus of being able to Perish Trap our opponents. As for this next set, we're going to start off by giving Lapras a Modest Nature to increase its special attack but lower its physical attack, and for the ability going with Hydration this time. As for the EVs, we're going to put 248 into its HP, 252 into its special attack, and then 8 EVs into its speed, and for the item, we can either go with Leftovers to allow Lapras to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn, or a Damp Rock to increase the amount of turns that the first move on this set, Rain Dance, will be up. Now typically, Rain Dance is only up for 5 turns, but with the Damp Rock item, it makes Rain up for 8 turns on the battlefield, effectively allowing you to abuse the effects of rain for a longer period of time, whether it be to support your teammates or to be used in combination with the moves on this set, since this set is designed specifically to be used under the effects of rain. So along with Rain Dance, the first thing we're going to use on the set is going to be Freeze Dry, which is an ability or a move like before that I said, which will be a really powerful stab ice type attack that also has the added effect of being able to hit water types super effectively. And to go along with Freeze Dry, we're going to run either Hydro Pump or Thunder on this set, both of which are moves that really benefit from the use of running Rain Dance on this set. Hydro Pump obviously benefits from Rain Dance because it increases the power of Hydro Pump, whereas Thunder, it allows you to have a 100% accurate move in the rain that also has a 30% chance to paralyze our opponents. Now both of these moves have their merits. Hydro Pump though will give you the better coverage overall, since pretty much everything that Thunder is super effective against, Freeze Dry also hits super effectively for the most part, not everything, but for the most part. So Hydro Pump definitely gives you the better coverage overall and also a secondary stab option that's even more powerful. But the added effect of having a 30% chance to paralyze our opponents is very useful to use with Thunder because Lapras isn't that fast in itself and could definitely benefit from our opponents being slower. But to round off this set, we're going to be running Rest on this set, which is going to allow us to recover all of our HP, and thanks to the Hydration ability and Rain being up on the battlefield, allow us to immediately heal ourselves of the sleep status, allowing Lapras pretty much a free opportunity to just heal itself from any statuses or damage it's taken for free, and then continue to attack our opponents with its special attack on the set since we are running this offensively. Now you can run this set defensively as well if you would like to. So flipping over to that slide right now, we're just going to be running the same spread as the previous set. So going with a Bold Nature, 240 HP EVs, 128 defense EVs, and then 140 special defense EVs to make this set a little bit more bulky and make it a bit more of a support Rain Lapras as opposed to an offensive Rain Lapras. But both work really well in allowing this Pokemon to abuse Rain and its hydration ability to keep its health full for a really long time in battle, and also support your team if you are running a full Rain team. And finally, for the last set in this video, this is going to be a boosting set that we're going to be running on Lapras. So we're going to start this one off by giving it a Careful Nature to increase its special defense and lower its special attack. And for the ability, we can actually go with any of them for this set because all of them have their uses. Water Absorb is great because it allows Lapras more opportunities to switch in on a potential predicted water move and also make it immune to something like Scald, which is typically going to burn you, or any other type of water type move that you might be up against. It also is great because it makes it so that you can recover your health when you can predict a switch in if Stealth Rock is up on the battlefield, thus nullifying the 25% of your health you lose because of your ice typing. But for the Shell Armor ability, that can be great as well because it makes you immune to critical hits while you try and set up. And lastly, Hydration can be useful because we can run the Rest Rain Dance combination on this set as well, allowing you to recover your health very easily. But for the EVs, this time we're going to put 248 into its HP, 8 into its physical attack, and then 252 EVs into its special defense. And then for the item, we're going to be going with Leftovers to allow Lapras to recover a little bit of HP at the end of every turn. As for the moves though, the boosting move of choice on this set is going to be Curse, which is an excellent boosting move that boosts Lapras's physical attack and physical defense by 1 stage every single time you go for it, while also simultaneously lowering its speed. Now, like I mentioned before, Lapras isn't that fast of a Pokemon anyway, so lowering its speed isn't that big of a deal. But to go along with our boosted attack and defense, we're going to be running only one attack on the set, which is either going to be Waterfall or Avalanche. Waterfall obviously being your strongest water type attack that you can go for that's reliable. I do believe Lapras might learn Aqua Tail as well, but Waterfall I think is still the better option just because you don't have to worry about it missing and it's only slightly less powerful. But if you want to go with an ice type stab instead, Avalanche is definitely the way to go because that will be the strongest ice type move that you can go for from the physical side, and because of its ability to be boosted in power when you take an attack on the same turn that you go for it, it makes a very excellent ice type attack to go for that will be making use of our boosted physical attack after we curse up a bunch of times. But to be used in combination with these two moves of boosting our attack and then attacking with either Waterfall or Avalanche, we're going to be running either Rest and Rain Dance or Rest and Sleep Talk depending on your ability. Obviously, if you go with the Hydration ability, Rest and Rain Dance is the way to go, but if you want Water Absorb or Shell Armor, Rest and Sleep Talk is definitely the way to go on this set. It's a little bit less reliable because you have to worry about Sleep Talk either picking Curse, Rest, or your attacking move, But Rain Dance obviously also has the merit of being able to allow you to boost your power of Waterfall if you are going to be running that on the set as opposed to Avalanche. Just keep in mind that there are things that are immune to water type attacks, but nothing in the game is immune to ice type moves, even though Thick Fat Walrein gets incredibly close to that. But overall, this set is designed to make use of Lapras's great defensive stats and also boost its physical attack at the same time to turn it into a very powerful attacker that is simultaneously very difficult to take out. But anyways everybody, that is it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 of these Lapras sets that I had for you today. And as always, take care, goodbye, and I will see you all next time.